we're back. It's 2023. I'm Yvie Jones reporting from Wurundjeri country. And who are you?
I'm Angie Kent and I'm recording from Turrbal Land. I am back in Queensland on the mountain, travelled down to Brisbane to record. And look at us.
We're here together, but so far apart.
Ish. So far apart, so
right.
close yet so far. We do have a little bit of news for you. This season, if you like to call it what you want. We are back to one episode because we just thought we would like to bring them back one with longer. You know?
Yeah. It's all about
we're
quality.
size queens.
Yeah.
For 2023.
Quality,
so,
not quantity.
Size does matter.
So
Amen. You get it, girl. Get it.
We're giving you all the girth still, so don't worry about it.
Oh, don't you worry about that for a damn minute.
I'm sure. Oh, damn it.
Oh, goodness. Oh, wait. How was your Christmas and New Year before we get started into our first ever episode of 2023? I'm bloody excited because we've got a lot of sexy things coming up. But tell me about your Christmas/New Year/ everything.
It was
since
good.
last.
You know, our last episode, I talked all about my Christmas upcoming and that I was going up to stay with at my brother's house by myself, looking after dogs and everything. And I wasn't that, happy about it. It turned out to be a fantastic time. I actually had a really great holiday by myself with a pool, with the dogs, and I had a lot of old friends come and visit me, which was just so soul-filling.
Yeah.
It filled my soul.
That's what you needed.
Yes.
And how was Papa Georgios? Was he everything you wanted and some, or give or take?
Still the same, living his Groundhog Day. He was happy. He was a little bit grumpy over Christmas, like actually Christmas Day and everything. But I realised because then he came good. So I was like, oh, no, has he gone into that grumpy dementia stage? But no, he was just – it was a bit overwhelming for him, and I totally get that. I get that more than anyone, and that's why I think I recognised it. Because I was like, oh,
yeah,
he's a bit grumpy because your routine is out. People are asking you to do things you don't want to do. People are like, everyone's talking at the same time. It gets a lot. So, he got grumpy.
Oh, it's a lot.
So I do get that. How did yours go? You were going to place some boundaries this Christmas. Did you do that?
I was going to place some boundaries, and a matter of fact, I damn well did. I usually spend all my Christmas break on the Sunshine Coast with the family and friends, and you know what? I had a few days there, and I just thought to myself, in my stomach, I was not vibing it. I wasn't feeling it. There was a lot of triggers that popped up for me. There was a lot of bad behavior that normally I can ignore. But I thought, this is my break. I don't often get a long break, so why would I want to be sitting in it for other people? So Boxing Day, we usually have big annual Kent Boxing Day celebrations, and we play beer pong, and we have the beer pong tournament, and that's usually my favourite day. I said, hell no. I had Christmas Day, and then the next morning I booked myself a flight on the Boxing Day, and I headed to Melbourne to Yvie Jones's house. You weren't there, but it was the best sanctuary for me, and I got to have like a solid week of just like Angie time and catching up with friends that I don't get to see and hanging out with the person that I'm seeing at the moment. And we went to Ocean Grove. So it was just like something I would never normally do, and I'm really proud of myself because being such a people pleaser and feeling such extreme guilt, would always put, say, like my mum or my friends first. Whereas this year I was like, no, sorry, I'm cancelling New Year's with my friends. I'm just going to namaste. And that I did, Yvie Jones. I did. And I feel, you know what? I didn't even do anything for New Year's. I still wake up thinking, what am I going to wear for New Year's Eve? And it's like halfway through January. It's like, girl, you slept through it and it's fine.
Yeah.
It's
I
so
can't believe I
fine.
made
You
it to
are
11
fine.
p.m. on New Year's Eve. I was like, well,
Yeah, I think I was
did good.
11:30.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like I could have stayed awake for an extra half an hour, but I was like, yeah, no, I just want to fall asleep to the letter L word. I always call it the letter L, and it's so embarrassing. It's L word. But I call it letter L now just because I've said it so many times. That's what it is to me. L word. Fell asleep to it, and I'm happy. I'm happy. That's how I started my letter L year.
I like it. That's a good letter to start the year. To have this year, that can be your letter and your word for the year, maybe.
Maybe. Ooh, I
What
like
do you
that.
think? Do you know what the L word is for?
I
Like
mean,
what the L stands for the show?
I feel like it could be for like there's lots of words when it pops up in the background, but I felt like it was lesbian.
Yeah, the lesbian. I think L is for
Word.
lesbian, but I also think it could have, like, I watched the first iteration of the show, loved it with all my lesbian friends back then, and I thought it meant that love as well because it
I
was
think
about
it's
lesbians in
whatever
love.
you want to. I think it's whatever you want it to be because then all the L words pop up in the back. You see, it's like laughter, losing,
Loser.
lingerie. I don't know what the words were, but I think it can. I'm just going to say the letter L is the. It's going to be whatever pops up, and I'm just going to notice heaps of L's this year.
Yeah. Yeah, and your song
You get
is
it.
going to be The Little L by Jamiroquai. Do you remember that song?
Oh yeah, how does that go
Such
again?
a great song. Down Little L.
Yeah. Yes, I do.
Good
I know what it is, but I can't think of the song.
Wake up, Little L.
Little L. I'm going to change it to my ringtone. Anyway, that was our Christmas, New Year. Is there anything that you're looking forward to in 2023, sister?
Yeah, I am. I'm really looking forward to getting my energy back. I'm having surgery in a couple of weeks and I'm getting some lady parts fixed, and I think that's going to make a huge difference with my energy levels and my hormones, which affect all your energy levels. And I can't wait because the pain I'm in is excruciating, and the amount of time I need to lie down to get through the pain is just debilitating, and it takes up my time. So my word for 2023 is energy. I'm looking for energy and I'm inviting energy in. So what are you looking forward to in 2023? Is it the L word?
You know it. It's love. It's lesbians. It's loose. Nah.
Loose?
Well, firstly, loosening up my soul, my body. Firstly, I'm mostly looking forward to, if we're just going to put out an event, Sydney World Pride coming up next month. What? I am so looking forward to knowing that there is like wall-to-wall queers from all over the world coming to our little old Sydney just to share the love. Like, I am so excited for this year to be about just like fully surrendering to all of that for me, obviously embracing my queer side, looking forward to getting Jessica my home fully ready to rent out, and to, just, I might even get myself a second property and just do it myself this time because I feel like I've learned enough. There's so many things. I reckon I want to travel this year. I haven't traveled since 2019 when I was with Old Mate, and we all know who Old Mate is. We went to Vietnam. And
I think a bit of travel would be good for you as well.
Yeah, I think so. I think so too.
So, coming up today, we'll be talking about the Bachelors, the new Bachelors. So, whether we like it or not, do we?
Oh, am I doing one? We haven't practiced this.
Yeah, let's just
We'll also be talking about, and just like that, promo image that dropped this week, which we're very excited about. What else will we be discussing?
And at the end of the episode, and I know you'll be staying with us, we will be talking about Miley Cyrus and her latest anthem, as I like to call it.
Let's get into what we're going to chat about. And first things first, speaking of Old Mate and old travels, what's just rung a bell for me is The Bachelors. Are you watching it? Are you loving it? Are you hating it? It's not The Bachelor, ladies and gentlemen. It is The Bachelors with an S because, as you know, there's not just one piece of stale white bread. There's 3 pieces of stale white bread this year, isn't there, girlfriend? What do you think about it? Tell me your thoughts, feelings, and suggestions.
3 pieces, one with a bit of makeup on it, but still stale.
Mold.
Still white.
Yep.
Look, I love a piece of white bread. You know I do, but I only like to eat it. I don't like to see it constantly on my TV, and especially not times 3. Just because a guy wears makeup and another guy is from Italy doesn't take us away from the fact that it's still 3 straight white men.
White men.
I've fallen asleep just thinking about it.
Bozo.
The latest season was apparently meant to air in October last year, but it was postponed reportedly due to delays in editing, or as I think, maybe they were falling asleep in the editing suite, or they kept quitting because it was so bad. That's just my hot take on it. What do you think?
I mean, it's very, very odd for a new season of any of the Bachelors or Bachelorette to be starting in the beginning of the year, and now it's been moved to Sunday, Monday, Tuesday instead of two of the biggest nights usually for television is Wednesday, Thursday. They're just smashing it out 3 nights a week. It's supposed to go longer than the Bachelorette series. I reckon it's going to be done because I didn't get to watch last night's episode, but I saw that they were meeting family members already, and I swear it's just begun, and I don't know any of them except for that Tash girl, and she's gone and she's coming back. The first episode of the new format was the lowest rated premiere in the franchise history with only 309,000 Metro viewers for last Monday's episode, only peaking at 478,000. So generally Bachelors, as we know, especially The Bachelor, can get up to 1 million viewers and then it kind of dwindles out to about 6 or 7. Bachelorette for the first episode's usually pretty close behind for the first and then drops to about 6. And these guys, I mean, this is not great. A repeat of RBT got higher Metro ratings than The Bachelors. Like RBT.
I find that hilarious. I mean, RBT is a great show.
So good.
Don't get
Great
me
show.
wrong. But The Bachelor would normally, once upon a time in its heyday, never get a repeated show doing better than it. For those who are listening to us and don't watch The Bachelors, and I think there may be a few of you, we did put a little bit of a call out. Well, Angie did put a bit of a call out asking, like, do you want us to talk about it? There was a lot of people saying no and a few people saying yeah. So what we thought, just like the challenge last year, we started talking about the challenge. The ratings were so bad that no one was watching. So we let it go just like Channel 10 did. So we're going to do the same. We are hate watching The Bachelors this year. Well, I am. I can only talk for myself. But it is so dreadfully bad, and I'll tell you what I think about it. But for those who haven't watched or won't watch, we got you girls, we got you boys, we got you non-binaries, we've got everyone, we've got you all. We are going to help you understand how bad we are watching it, hating it.
Oh, I've got so many notes. I actually feel like people will fall asleep. But if we make them funny, I think people will get it. Or yeah, also if you haven't been watching it, the 3 stale pieces of white bread, our names are Jed, Felix and Thomas. So when we refer to them, at least you know the stale pieces of bread's names.
Okay, yeah. So the first episode we started with all the men and we were told that it was going to be like a quick style first dates and the girls were going to choose. So straight off the bat, we've got a new format, which is what they wanted. New format, right?
We needed
Great
that.
idea.
Yes.
But I mean, they've
was
moved to the
too
Gold
much.
Coast, and I apologise to anyone that lives on the Gold Coast, but it is not the Bachelor feel. The Bachelor is about romance.
Not.
The Gold Coast is about boob jobs and fake lips
And
to me.
schoolies.
So, yeah, and schoolies, like drinking.
And fake IDs.
And fluorescent lights.
One of the episodes, you know how they went on the thing and it bounces up into the air? I did that at schoolies, at 17 years old, drunk on vodka cruises.
Could you imagine?
Not for a bachelorette date. I'm sorry, but no.
Absolutely not. I'm just thinking like right back to the very beginning of our Bachelor was Tim Robards, and they went on one of those high skyline things in the Blue Mountains and everything. Now flash forward and doing
2023, just buzzing in the air at the Gold Coast.
I mean, and the Wet and Wild, you know.
I forgot about the Wet and Wild.
Wet and
That's
Wild
something you do when you're in
dates.
school.
Oh, it's so bad.
They tried though.
Yeah.
They did try. I feel like spicing it up, and what they did was they threw, so this year all the boys have to propose, which I was just like, ugh. It's already hard enough knowing at the end you should pretty much pick someone and it's kind of like a marriage weird proposal, but this one actually is. And the reason why I think they've done that is because it works for Married at First Sight. But the thing is, for Married at First Sight, it's an equal kind of playing field. It's men and women both willing to get married, not a bunch of pretty much like 20, 30 or so really smart, attractive women fighting for stale pieces of bread and then wanting them, like one of them to marry you. It just doesn't work. I'm sorry. It just doesn't work.
The reaction of the girls when they were shown the rings said everything. Like they couldn't edit any of that. They all went,
No, it was
like the fear in their eyes was only matched by the fear in the three men's eyes when they were given the rings and told that
also,
the rings were designed for the men's tastes, not for any woman's taste, which is just weird.
So they don't even – that's stupid because normally at the end, I know for my season is the boys got to pick what they thought suited me. So they knew who I was. Both rings were quite fugger, to be fair. But, like, bless, they tried. And also they're only 12.
Yeah.
And actually one of them wasn't too bad. The other one was gross. I've got them both, so whatevs. But this time it's like what the boys want. And they don't even know what their partner is. And also keeping in mind one of the bachelors is 25. He's the youngest bachelor we've ever had. Imagine being, I know these women, some of them are like 31, 32, so like my age. Imagine fighting. Like one of them started to have a go at Jed. Imagine me as a grown-ass woman looking at Jed and having an argument with him. I'd be like, you're 12. You're 12 years old and I'm not going to argue with a 12-year-old. I'm sorry. I'm just not going to do it.
No. Well, the really weird thing I think about the Bachelors themselves is that the first episode really showed the 12-year-old having massive 12-year-old tantrums. Like that was just, he was so put off by a woman saying no to him who I believe was planted. But he couldn't get past it for date after date. There was all these women who were just being left sitting at tables or sitting on a yoga mat where he's just walking out going, nah, nice to meet ya.
I like you. Well, not hot enough.
Since we've gotten to know the other two, this guy has turned out to be the good one.
He's the best, right?
He's the best
So I did a poll. I actually did a poll. You know what? I did a poll and it was kind of, I asked who you thought was the least creepiest because no one's probably got a favorite. Sorry, guys. But like, I don't know if they're editing you badly, but it's hard to watch. So Thomas and Felix, Thomas and Jed, nobody said Felix. Felix is ghastly to watch, and I think he would have thought that he was going to be the best, most eligible bachelor. He just looks like this creep that just keeps sticking his little tongue in everything that moves. Like, bless, go on Love Island. Go on Love Island.
Go on Love Island. You are not.
But Jed is the best.
Energy. Jed is out of the three. He's turned out to be the best. I mean, last night's episode, well, last night to us, but for you guys, it will be Tuesday night's episode, was him crying to camera about like just being himself and a woman liking him for him. And I thought that was incredibly powerful to show that on TV. But it really makes me laugh how, you know, he was like, I was bullied for, you know, dressing like this. And I'm like, dude, you're a kid in 2009. Like, I think Australian Idol had that guy that sang Wasabi on it. Like, you know, guys were wearing guyliner. No one was getting bullied for that. It was a cool thing to do.
And men have been wearing eyeliner since like the beginning of time. Like, well, come on.
Yeah, it's
like,
been a big thing for at least 15 years. So, you know, you can try to tell us that you had it hard, you know, wearing a bit of nail polish, but my dude, we know the truth. So I quite like him. I think, you know, out of the three of them, Thomas, I can't believe he's Italian. That is not an Italian accent to me. And I'm not talking in general terms. I don't know where the hell he comes from in Italy. But everyone I know gets surprised when they hear that he's Italian. He's okay, but he says yeah all the time.
No, he frightens me. He stares for too long. And I think he's one of those people, he awkwardly stares at you for too long.
That's how he talks. Like, you'll be talking and he will just be saying the entire time.
Yeah, it's annoying. It's annoying.
Yeah.
And then he also works out. Like, I feel like all he would do is drink protein shakes, work out so much and just stare at you for like such long periods of time that I get triggered vibes from him. I don't know why. I just can't. And the fact that he doesn't like any of the women, he's like 38, right? Is he? I'm just guessing that. He's older. He's like in his late 30s. He's not old, but like women who you want to date, unless you want to date a 24-year-old, are going to have children. I'm sorry. Thomas?
Exactly.
He doesn't want them to have children.
See, this is the other thing about Jed. Jed is open. He had a girl, leave him say no thanks and go to another bachelor. And he was like, good on you. Like, I'm all up for that. And that's what made me think that very first tantrum, there was something maybe put in that, or I don't know, because he seems like a really open guy, like just, hey, that's your choice.
Yeah.
But both Felix and Thomas both have massive gender roles that they are imposing. Like, I don't want to date anyone in an open relationship, even though I'm dating right now women and I'm in an open relationship.
Yeah.
And I
Or
don't
people
want
with
to date
children.
women with children. It's like, what? They're not, it's not a, oh God, that's going to happen all the time. You can't choose someone who's childless and then think that they're going to be able to have child with you.
I know.
If at
What a
all.
bloody dickhead.
You got, yeah. So this whole judging, list of what I want in a woman is
It's so
so
stupid.
it's old. Let it go, people. Let it go.
Don't you reckon, the one thing I noticed is, I reckon there's an age when a young man, so I'm talking like Jed's age, still wants mummy vibes. And then they hit an age and they want their young girls back. So, like, I kind of see with the whole him and Tash situation, she's just left, but apparently she's coming back. He sees mummy vibes in Tash, even though she carries on like a 2-bob watch. And then as she keeps aging, if they went together in the real world, with her being almost 10 years older than him, he'll want a baby gal again. You see that with young guys. They always want the ones that they go from their mummies and they want an older, oh, they're so much more experienced, more like they are going to do more for you. Like, let's be real. That's what you want. And then as soon as they start looking old, they're like, oh, nah, I'll go back to the young girl who doesn't know her worth and she'll also do everything for me too. That's what I just noticed with this. Like, I don't know. I just look at the women and the ages and I'm just like, what's going on here? There's a lot to unpack. So I guess we'll wait and see. I'm not fully up to date. I think I'm one episode behind, but I'm invested now because I had to binge watch it because I'd watched the first episode and was like, nah. And then when everybody was talking about it, I was like, okay. And it could potentially be the last ever, probably for a good 5 years, I reckon.
I have to agree. I feel like they've just gone, fuck it.
Yeah.
Let's just see
Throw
what sticks.
everything and the kitchen sink at it. And another reason why I also think it might not be working anymore is because the demographic is generally, back in the day, was middle-aged women. But because we're becoming more fierce, we don't actually really want to see a bunch of generally really smart women and attractive women going for these deeply mediocre dudes. So I reckon that's why it's not necessarily that we are just addicted to drama because, well, we are. It sells, obviously. But I think we've got past that stage now. We're so much more fierce. We don't see this happily ever after tale being like, fight other women for one dude that's really average. Like, I just think that's why it's just not working because women are like, I wouldn't fight you. You're hotter and smarter than him for that bloke.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna happen. And you know what? If it is the last season, let's just hate watch it and we will do little recaps. They won't be as long as this. I think this is just because it's the first time and we've got so much to say. Yeah. We'll do little updates each week about like key points. And other than that, I thought about it and it could probably just get You know what time it is. You know what time it is. Just like that, we saw an image, didn't we? If you don't know what that just like that is, well, firstly, what have you been doing with yourself?
Where have you been?
It's the Sex and the City reboot, the first promo photo for season 2, and Just Like That was released last week. And if you're anything like me, you lost your teeny tiny mind about it because it shows Carrie and Aidan walking hand in hand down New York Street, and Aidan was absent from the first season of the sequel spin-off show. So we were all like, is Aidan coming back for season 2? And we've got our theories. What are your theories? Tell me what you feel about this. I want to hear it all.
Unfortunately, I think they are getting back together. That's my theory, but it doesn't mean I'm happy about it. Don't get me wrong. No. I'm not happy about it at all. My immediate reaction when I saw that photo was, oh, no. No, Aidan, run.
Third time's not a charm.
Run.
Right?
And then I thought, oh, no, you don't want to be with her. Her husband's died on Pelotons by heart attack. Run, Aidan, run. You're going to die. You're going to die. although unrequited love is a really big storyline in so many shows that it doesn't surprise me. And he was a massive fan favourite, so of course they've got to bring him back. I think it would have been a matter of getting the actor
to come back. Oh, well,
yeah,
what
like
is
for
he
the
doing
first
these
one.
days?
I don't know. He's a very successful actor.
Oh, I mean,
But
personally,
Aidan.
for me, look. When I did a story about this and I got a lot of mixed reviews. I got people losing their minds about it. I got a lot of people saying if she breaks his heart again, I'm done with Carrie. And then I also had some people saying, no, Aidan is just as toxic as her. He always wanted her to change and that's why they never could be together because they both wanted each other to be something completely different. And then I was like, you know what? He was kind of toxic. He got all up in her grill, asking her what she's doing, where's she been, who are you seeing? That was really annoying. But other than that, look, Big's breadcrumb love was disgusting. I never got the Big thing. I never got it. I didn't think he was attractive. The only thing I thought was appealing was that he's rich. And I get when you're a younger girl and you get love breadcrumb love and you're like, oh, love me, daddy issues. But when you're a grown-ass woman, Aidan all the way. And plus, I just think he's sexy. He's aged like fine wine and cheese and I just think he looks hot and I really hope that she doesn't break his heart again. But the best thing about it is for Aidan, Big is dead, so she ain't gonna leave him for Big again.
But yeah, I mean, back in Sex and the City, she had that breadcrumb love with Big, and I got it because I also had a breadcrumb love during the entire time.
We all get it.
And I thought that was going to happen to me because, you know, I was still of the belief that fairy tale endings happened and they don't.
Yeah.
Even if they do happen, they're never great. As you can see, you die of a heart attack on a Peloton. But I also never was that into Aidan. I thought he was a perfect on paper guy and she never had any chemistry with him. And it wasn't until the second movie that she ran into him in Abu Dhabi. And there seemed to be a little bit of chemistry then, but...
You never thought they had chemistry throughout Sex and the City? What the
No, I never did. And I agree with the listener who said to you that they...
He's toxic too.
Yeah, he was trying to change her a little bit. He wanted to marry her, lock her down, and she didn't want to do it. And I mean, that whole idea of marriage was... I always liked that about Carrie, that she just wasn't that kind of a woman. And for the fact that she ended up getting married, was a bit off to me as well. But I'm kind of hoping that, you know, she gets a comeuppance a bit with Aidan. I don't know. But maybe they're just...
I think Aidan's
it's a
had
dream
his
sequence.
comeuppance. Well, that's another thing I was going to say is maybe they're not together and it's just a dream. I think that could be it, and they're like making us lose all our minds, and it's like a flashback of if she didn't marry Big, what her life could have been like, and maybe it would have been really good or maybe it would have been really terrible.
Yeah.
That was another theory from a follower. Yeah. But I guess Cynthia posted, who is Miranda, she said she was always team Aidan, and I love myself some Miranda. So look, I'm personally always team Aidan. I always was. I had a massive crush on him. I didn't like how he wanted her to give up smoking. I didn't like how he wanted to marry her. But you know what? We all project things onto people. Maybe now that they're like 20 years older, they're like going to be great. Maybe they can just like completely like just be toxic together even. Because Carrie's pretty toxic. She's pretty toxic. One of the most
toxic characters around. But we love her.
Yeah, I think so. Third time could be a charm. You know what I said, right, from the beginning, and I want to say it now because they didn't do it, but my idea if I was the writer of this show, what I would have had was I would have had throughout the whole first season, we have guest appearances from the original guests appearances throughout Sex and the City. So I'm talking, I want to see Vince Vaughn walk past and now be famous instead of the personal assistant. I want to see Bon Jovi, he walks past Carrie and recognizes her, but Carrie doesn't really recognize him. I want our queen, Jennifer Coolidge, to have her own store that Carrie walks past with all their little bags in it. Like, I wanted us for the whole season to be like, oh my God, John Bon Jovi. Oh my God, there's Jennifer Coolidge. Oh my God, there's so many people. Maybe they could do that, but I feel like they're not going to. But that's how I would have wrote it. And then Carrie running back into all her old, people. Yeah. That would have been so iconic, but it was just so – I think for this season, I do want to see where Carrie and Aidan go.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I always do think he was her number one love, but Big never gave her everything and she was toxic and she wanted to see where that went and he died. So now maybe they will live it happily ever after. Who knows? What do you want?
Samantha. Just bring back Samantha and I'll be happy.
That's
but that's
just
never
not
going to
happen.
So
Never,
nothing.
ever.
I don't even know if I'll watch it. Of course I'll watch it. But
Oh my God, what's wrong with you?
I didn't think I was going to watch the first one, and I did because I'm just such a massive fan. But I actually know people who didn't watch it. They're like, no, I can't do it. I'm like, but it's Sex in the City. You got to know the trajectory of these characters.
Great.
No, it was dreadful.
No.
But I don't care. I'm watching
watch
it.
it.
These people are my
I'll
family.
watch it to the day I die.
These people brought me
they
up.
Are. That's it. We were brought up on these guys, and even though it's so toxic, and you look back and you're like, my God, I'll watch them till the day that they die. And if Big comes back as a ghost, I'd probably still watch it. To be fair, I'm a sicko. I love my shows.
I don't think Chris Noth will be coming back on anything anytime soon. So Big won't be coming back. So they had to cut his role at the end, the last episode. He came back in a dream or something of hers, and they had to cut the whole thing out because of his allegation. So,
I forgot what happened to him again. I forgot about that. I forgot all about it. Didn't he get
accused of sexual misconduct, and everyone kind of sided with the women immediately. So, especially the people who worked with him closely.
I always thought he was creepy. Just the way he used to breathe on her, it was gross. Anyway, watch this space. Time will reveal all my sweet, sweet Sex in the City sickos.
Now stay with us because we're going to be talking Miley. I came in like a wrecking ball. Well, that's an old song now. You know who sings that? Wasn't that much of a Miley fan because she was Hannah Montana, but that changed really quickly when she started being really out there. People were calling her a slut and the gross and, she's so disgusting and she gets her tongue out all the time. I didn't say a lot, but internally, I was just like, get loud.
Go off,
I want
queen.
women to be loud. Yeah. And she was pretty gross, but I kind of liked it. I was like, I want to see where this goes. And I did not realize just how much of a marketing genius she was. To do the things that she did after Hannah Montana, which truly, what's the word when you just shed? She shed.
Yeah, she let go of her daddy's shadow and she just shone.
She shone with a big tongue and a big foam finger. So she did come in like a wrecking ball. She wrote that song about her current ex. Like they broke up a lot. We're talking about Liam Hemsworth here.
We're talking about Flowers too, if you didn't pick up on that. If you don't know what song we're talking about, seriously, it's been all over the TikToks. It's been all over the Instagrams. It has been absolutely everywhere. And apparently the single was released on Hemsworth's birthday, which I think is iconic. If you watch the TikToks, you can get in a hole and there's so many theories behind it.
Yeah.
I've been loving myself sick with these theories.
I don't even think they're theories. I think they're like little Easter eggs that just like really big fans back in the DVD days, you would be like, oh, I noticed that.
Cut out bits.
So she's done it all on purpose. She has a brilliant marketing team. She wrote a song about him coming back into her life. Now she's written a song about the absolute carnage that was their marriage. Her first line in that was, I think, something about living, we were right until we weren't right, and then we built a home and we watched it burn down. Remember in Malibu they had that house and it literally burnt down in the Malibu fires.
Yes, I forgot all about that.
Yeah. So there's such a poignant thing all through these lyrics. And I just love a lyricist who writes so incredibly raw and vulnerably and just drops the T, Taylor Swift does that. I think that Miley gets a lot of inspiration from someone like Taylor, who just goes for it. It's just name and shame without naming any names. And I am here for all of it.
I love a comeback queen. We're referring to the Bruno Mars song "When I Was Your Man." Obviously, Liam dedicated that song to Miley. Apparently, it was their wedding song. I heard somewhere, but then I heard it was their song.
I heard it was when they got engaged. Because they kind of come and gone, broke up, got back together. And he said,
they broke up and got back together a lot.
Yeah. I should have bought you flowers. I should have been your man. Blah, 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 which was a bloody nice song. You know the really weird thing, Angela Benise? I used to sing that song to myself, but I used to sing it as a woman who had you, and I would change the lyrics to "You should have bought me flowers. You should have." And now I'm dancing, but I'm dancing with another man. I used to do that to myself all the time.
You were singing it to yourself, like you should have bought yourself flowers, or the person should have bought you flowers.
Yeah, when I would sing that song, even with Bruno in the in the car on the radio, I would sing, "You should have brought me flowers. You should have held my hand. You should have given me all your hours, and you should have understand." But now I'm dancing with another man. And I just used to instinctively change the lyrics to that because I thought, wouldn't that be a great song to sing as a woman?
Yeah.
Well, she's one-upped that, hasn't she?
Done it. Oh, she's one-upped it hardcore. Let's do the lyrics. I'm gonna be Bruno. Okay. I'm gonna do it in a boy's voice. I should have bought you flowers.
I can buy myself flowers.
And held your hand.
And I can hold my own hand.
Should I give you all my hours when I had the chance? No, you gotta let me finish. Sorry. Should I give you all my hours when I had the chance?
Talk to myself for hours.
Take you to every party 'cause all you wanted to do was dance.
I can take myself dancing.
It's so bad.
'Cause no one can love me like I can. I know that's not the lyric, but
it should be.
It should be. Yeah. What is that lyric? It should no be. One. You can't love me. You can't love me.
Now I'm dancing. No, she says.
We're good at this.
Oh, whatever. It's a good song. Just look it up if you haven't heard it. We butchered it, but
song.
It is such a good song. And I want to list some of the other, obviously you said the Malibu house thing was actually their house that was apparently the house where he cheated a bunch. And the other one was the
allegedly.
Suit 14 times. And the suit she had on is apparently the one that he has on when he tells her to behave and she pretends to lick his face and then he goes, "Will you ever behave?" And then she pushes him away when she holds him and she's like, you can't see me, but I'm like scratching my hair. You watch her in the suit and it's so much bigger on her. That is his suit.
It's his suit.
So
and she's got nothing on her under it and she looks hot.
Her body is next level. She has been...
Her doing all the
activities,
thing?
Or whatever fit people
the ropes,
I can hold my own
people
hand. My main question to all of you is, and to Miley Cyrus is, why did she marry him? Like, I get he's a Hemsworth and I get he's like genetically, like stereotypically blessed. But again, stale white bread.
Well, you know what? We love who we love. And when you fall in love with a dirtbag, you just do sometimes. And it's a really fucking hard thing to break away from. You know, they look at you with those shitty eyes and they, you know, it's pheromones. It's fucking pheromones. Just pheromones. Pheromones.
It smells like dirt.
Yeah.
Not into it. She could have whatever she wanted and she picked an Aussie man.
And then she picked another Aussie man.
Hemsworth.
She picked Cody Simpson after him. What is it with her and surfy Australian guys?
P.S.
Honey, move on.
Aussie men just ain't it. Gosh, damn. Sorry. Anyway. Look, that was our first episode back and I'm so happy about it. I feel like after a break, we just need that downtime. We shake off all our shit and we get ourselves ready for 2023 and we are back, baby. So So thanks for listening to us. We love being back, don't we, Sister Fox?
Yeah, we do, Sister Sly. And I think it would be great if you all still slide into Angie's DMs anytime and let her know what you want us to talk about, because we love you. We
Please.
know that you respond because we see your responses. We love you.
We really do.
We'll
And
be back
you know what,
next
just 'cause
week.
Yeah, we will be back. So don't look out for, thanks for that. Don't look out for Thursdays. Don't look out for another episode because there's just one.
Yeah. But we'll always let you know.
We'll let you know if anything changes.
No,
It
we'll
is
let
a
you know
new
when an
year,
app
but
comes out. We'll let you know when an app comes out.
Yeah,
We'll let
we will.
Angie know too.
Yeah, you can still, it's a new year, but you can still slide into my DMs and it's a new year, but we still want you to have the day
That you
deserve. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
And I can hold my own hand.